Now we can search this human. Memory stick. Oh, this is Echo, of course. Aaron, Echo, Liam. Yeah, Liam is the only one who's actually still living. Freedom Liberation Alliance was going across the Great Desert peacefully and build a settlement at the rally point. We cannot trust Orcal, who imprisons us in the cradle, suppresses any voice of reason, and is hatching a mysterious plot using Naitibas. We swear on our fallen comrades that we have been holding fast to non-violence. However, we come to a conclusion that we cannot withstand the city anymore. All we can do is flee the city and hope for the best. But as we fled the city, they struck us from the shadow. In the darkness masked by the sandstorm, they chased after us. In the end, we all are scattered apart. I wish this was just a bad dream, a nightmare. I ran like a maniac, holding a container of our funds and supplies, and the evidence of Orcal and the Royal Guard's monstrosity in my hands. But we are a free and united people. Cannot be defeated. Comrade that... Wait, what? Okay, I'm not entirely sure what that word means there. That sand, like a mirage, will soon arrive. I see them, I need to call out to them. I need to let them know my location. Here I have drones. I will contact my comrades by delivering these data chips via the drones. Right, so did all of this start here? Because some of them, aka Aaron, saw the Sentinels bringing in live Naitibas into Zion in order to... Well, in order for Orcal to do something with them that they don't know, but I know.
Probably a Naitiba. Or maybe I'm wrong.
More than likely, Orcal's Naitiba body requires sustenance once in a while from the other Naitibas, like fresh Naitiba blood, for example, in order to, for them life support system that he has to contain or continue, like, sustain his life. That is likely the reason why. Okay, that is some projectile assist. That Truth of the Cradle. We, the Liberation Freedom Alliance, have acquired decisive evidence about the Royal Guard's atrocity. They are using every possible means to imprison people in the Cradle and brand those who resist as traitors and purge them. They hide behind the excuse that we are running out of energy, imprison those who resist, or complain in coffins, and eventually will take over Zion. Should this truth be revealed, Orcal and the Royal Guard's tyranny will end before the strength of the United Citizens. Okay, well, here's the thing. What is the incentive for the Royal Guards, or the Sentinels themselves, to go and hunt down the anti-colony radicals, or the deserters, or the protesters, just for the sake of punishing them when they already leave their premises, you know? Like, they are already not a part of Zion when they self-exile themselves, you know? So what is their incentive to do that, you know? That's the part that I don't understand. The truth under the city of Zion. No one can hide the truth forever. Though my comrades, who were after the truth, suffered mysterious deaths, we won't stop. The Royal Guards are transporting Naitiba blood through the desert. They claim it's strictly for research purposes. We have obtained multiple pieces of evidence that there are living Naitibas under the city of Zion. The Cradle, blood Naitibas. What is the truth behind all this? The guards are hunting us down. They call us traitors, and they mean to track us down to the end of the world. Until the truth is out, we will protect the evidence we collected with our lives. A united people cannot be defeated. Okay, well, here's one idea. Maybe the reason as to why they feel like this persecution has to happen for these traitors, as they, you know, have claimed them to be. Maybe the reason is the lifespans of all of these Andro-Eidos androids, because it's never really stated how old the Andro-Eidos androids can live in this game. At least I never remember reading any part that actually explain how old they can get, because they don't have any living tissue inside of them. So, I mean, actually that's, you know, not true, but the living tissue that they do have, to my understanding and logically speaking, is also replaceable. So, you know, it's not vital for their survival, for their living tissue to, you know, not be like swappable or upgradable, you know? So, actually an interesting idea that Because that is not something that is stated very often, but is also kept as a complete mystery as to how old these Andro-Eidos androids live for. Maybe that's... I mean, that's likely the reason as to why the... most of the citizens of Zion... Actually, I mean, there are citizens of Zion, of course, who show normal, like, flesh and blood, like, on the outside, you know? But all of the Sentinels, for example, are basically, like, mostly machine parts. Like, most of them, you know? They have, like, some arms and maybe some legs here and there that are, like, normal, like, fleshy from the outside, have normal skin, but apart from that, it's... they have replaced most of their parts with machinery eventually. So, maybe the skin that they have is also like superior to normal human skin. I mean, it's very likely the case. It's just, it's likely some like synthetic like living tissue that is like perfect, something that does not like lose its elasticity and its vibrance or its vigor over time, like, you know, humans' skin loses in our real life, you know.
These people risked their lives for this. I'm not sure what they were thinking.
Well, whatever.
But yeah, back to the point. If they actually live forever, that's a good reason for them to be persecuted and hunted down till the ends of the earth, until they have either confirmed that they have punished them or killed them, or they find them dead after.
It's possible.
So it actually makes sense then, because they can continuously cause... You know what? Whatever. Let's just go back. They can continuously cause both civil unrest in any place that they land on and any place that they use as a, you know, living stead. And they can also go back to Zion at some point and, you know, rouse up the locals as well. So, you know, that those are some reasons as to why I would think as to why the Sentinels and the Royal Guards would go out of their way to make sure that they are punished.
What's an angel doing here?
How are you involved? I know those people never made it back from the Great Desert.
That is the only one of the big three that we hear about that is actually alive.
The truth can never be concealed.
Echo, Aaron, and
Have you
Liam.
not noticed something's wrong with Oracle? People settle for order and feign ignorance.
What do you mean?
Are you sure everything you believe is true, Angel?
I hope Eve
That is
doesn't
all
believe
I
that.
can say. But remember, next time, you might end up in our shoes.
That's what you say now? Yeah, I think at this point in the story, Eve is not quite so gullible to believe everything that she said at this point.
Are you sure everything you believe?
We can hope. But yeah, her character growth is incredibly shallow, let's say. Yeah. It surfaces on some convenient moments, but most of the time it is very extremely modest to the point where you don't notice it at all. Same goes for Lily, except Lily's character growth is even more non-existent. And Adam's character growth makes probably the most sense because he's the... I mean, he's essentially like playing defense throughout the entire game. Because he has to hide what, you know, he is himself. So it makes, like, all of his actions make sense even if you think that, you know... Like, even if you come up with a reason that to explain as to why Adam does not have a lot of character growth himself, then, you know, all of that just comes back down to, you know, what he himself is and what he wants to protect, like his own identity and, you know, everything that he believes in, that he does not want to say for obvious reasons, like, too clearly. Because
come back to the tetrapod.
Our Eve might take the incentive wrong, the same way that Raven did. The least of the things that Adam wants is just another Mother Sphere hating, resentful Eve Protocol member that he cannot interspecies fusion with once again. Just another Raven, you know. Ah, where is Francis' quest in here? Right, we go to this building, of course.